Golden State Warriors fans, how we doing? How we doing? I loved that first preseason game. The Warriors got that victory on Sunday night, and we love it. Was it preseason? Yes. Did the Lakers have any of their stars or even starters? No. Was it great to see some Warriors basketball regardless? Abso-freaking-lutely. Now, let's just do with the C-Train omelet. We're going to do this live, essentially. Here are some I'm going to let you know. Here are my first thoughts, my takeaways from the first preseason game. This is the first takeaway. This is truly a preseason game. This was like 100% nothing on the line except for, lots on the line, I guess, with some of these players and their jobs, right? There's always something on the line, but implications for a regular season and postseason, probably not, right? Every time the Warriors play and win, regardless, though, that's good. However, we have to take it into this context. No Luka, no Austin Reeves, no LeBron James. This was like the Lakers B-C team. Now, we can still glean stuff from this, absolutely. However, we have to temper almost any expectation for the regular season because we really have to consider some of the competition, I think, right? We have to consider that this was a B/C team. However, you play who you play, right? But with that said, we can still really positively analyze the game and take things away tuck them away, right, in our tool belt for the future. First being, Al Horford looked absolutely amazing out there in a Warriors uniform. Not only that guy's 39 years old. He looks fountain of youth, sir. Al Horford not only looks young, just as a human being, but he looked amazing out there with the Warriors. The thing that most surprised me was honestly his defense. He had 3 blocks early, and did he also have a steal? 3 first half blocks. Now, what? I didn't think, I wasn't sure. I thought that Al Horford was more of a positional defender where he was really good at just staying in front of everybody and challenging shots. But 3 blocked shots in the first half, this is very, I love it. I love what I saw defensively from Jimmy Butler, Al Horford, and sort of Draymond Green a little bit. But I think that Draymond needs to rev up a little bit. Draymond Green might be one of those players who honestly you have to give him a little bit of a reprieve in preseason because it's I feel like he has to really commit to the game. I feel like Draymond's all or nothing, right? And so it's going to be tough to judge him off a preseason game. But the defense, you can see the impact that Al Horford immediately has on that Warriors defense. He could not only provide some rim defense, which is I didn't think was getting some rim protection. I didn't really think that was necessarily going to happen. But yeah, his ability to stay in front of everybody and contest shots, I really love that. The Warriors had one of the better defenses in the league after the Jimmy Butler trade. I love what Al Horford brings on defense. Now let's just go to offense real quick. I thought that this was good. Google, or did you see the Jimmy Butler and Stephen Curry give and go? Steph gives the ball and then has a nice cut towards the basket. Al Horford finds an easy peasy layup, maybe and one as well. I forget, but we're going to see a lot of that. That just, I'll only say this. It's all good, but I'll just say this again. I've said this for freaking years. The Warriors having access to a skilled big man who is big, a taller big man with skills. It opens up everything specifically down low on offense because you are able to, with a gifted passer right in that post position at 5, you're able to take them outside of the key, put them at the top of the key or on the wings and operate from there. That literally, it almost has to bring his defender out. And Al Horford invariably will bring whoever he's defending out to guard him because he's a good shooter. Borderline, he's a really good shooter from long range, Al Horford. So what this is doing is going to open everything up on the inside in a way that Stephen Curry's gravity still couldn't even do. So I really expect Steph, Brandon Pajensky, I expect everybody to thrive off of the high post or wing play of Horford because of how his passing and how his size and skill allows a player of his caliber to play outside for a little bit. Of course, Al Horford is going to be down low for a lot of the game as well, but he will operate and help operate the offense at the top of the key. Now, we've seen players in the past do this. The best player, in my opinion, in the Warriors dynasty, operating from operating from the high post position, is Andrew Bogut. Andrew Bogut opened up absolutely everything, and this is what I've been saying for years. I have been dying for the Warriors to get a skilled big man, and like Kayvon Looney is even he's close. He's so close. He's just like he's so close. But I just love the look that Al Horford brings, and the look is a big that's able to operate and shoot, exchange from the perimeter, which number one draws out his player. And it allows other players to take that space, right? So it's like if DeAndre Ayton has to come out to guard Al Horford, the DeAndre Ayton absolutely cannot be down low then if he's out on the perimeter guarding his player. The more the Warriors get that, the more that we will all see Steve Kerr's offense be absolutely unlocked. It's how it operates. You take what you do is you create gravity, which is what Al Horford is going to do. He has a gravity as a shooter as well. You use that to open up space for easy buckets down low. In my opinion, the dynasty has been equal parts Steph Curry's brilliance and greatness, but also the Warriors being able to do this. And remember that I said this. This is a specific terminology. Being able to hit singles. Yes, Coach Steve Kerr always talks about hitting singles. It is the easiest thing to do, which is like, what does that mean? It's like getting the easy layup. Sure, Steph can take 4 players, and you can only have 5 out on the court. You can take 4, shoot a 3-pointer, and it'll be a high percentage shot. But a layup, technically, generally, maybe not with the Warriors, is one of the most high percentage shots in all of the game. The Warriors, I believe, will get a lot of those layups underneath via Pajensky, Moody, even Kuminga, right? Jimmy Butler, off of those Al Horford passes. And you have to do this. And it sucks that I'm going to do this right now because we're rolling off of the Al Horford momentum. And I'm going to say this, and it's like, I don't love the player in and of himself, but it's only because I don't understand 100% how basketball functions from a pro standpoint. So this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'll continue to say. Al Horford, I believe, Andrew Bogut was in the first place, but Al Horford is a modern day, right now, 100% proof of concept that a big who's skilled can just dominate and destroy in this Warriors offense, in this Warriors offense. Now, there's a big out there who has range, a little bit of range too, who has sort of some high post ability because of his size and range. That's Nikola Vucevic. He's the Bulls center, and like the Warriors have been rumored. Now, I get it. He's older and all that stuff, just like Al Horford. Honestly, I think that Vucevic still moves really well for a 7-footer, 6'11", 7-footer, who is now like 34, 35, right? Now, Vucevic is getting up there in age. But you should see now that age doesn't necessarily matter that much when you got the position and the skills with your big men. So I really, really think that number one, buyout. It's like, I don't know the Warriors cap situation, but if Nikola Vucevic is bought out, the Warriors, if the Warriors only add Vucevic to this team, it's like they can not only compete, but they can go deep and win the finals, no problem. Like, seriously. And let me just give you this one more thing. It's like, because now that you have that impact of Al Horford, that like how much that was night and day from like seasons past, Vucevic is not the same player, not even really the same type of player, but he's a big with range who's also very skilled. And that's what the Warriors are looking for. Bottom line. So if Vucevic can be bought out, and I don't know if it's even possible for them to sign him, because there have been rumors of a buyout. But I know this is, but also we do have to say that in the future, if Kuminga doesn't want to be here, Vucevic and a wing or two from the Bulls, in my opinion, would be a low-key trade that the Warriors would think about. So, if you're talking about Noah Asenge or Matas Buzeles and Vucevic for Jonathan Kuminga, I think the Warriors would take that. I think that you're cooking with fire because you get an athletic wing, so you still have the access to that athletic wing, and also you're getting Vucevic. And I think that people will be like, oh my gosh, why didn't they get Vucevic earlier? They could have had him 2 years ago. I think that I guarantee that people will say that if they get him. They should have. Why didn't they get him earlier? Because he'll have that big of an impact. He'll have that big of an impact. Something to think about in the future. It should mean something to those viewers who listen, who are long-term viewers of C-Train Station, those loyal viewers. It should mean something that I'm very much being perked up, that something is sort of percolating up there, right? And it has led me to Vucevic and that Al Horford, his success it immediately rings to mind. Hey, look, there's a guy out there who sort of has some skill sets. Al Horford's a skill, but hey, they could have him maybe for cheap. Maybe it would cost. So more from the game. The Warriors' youth are poised to step up. I believe that this season the Warriors' youth are really poised to step up. I really liked what I saw from almost all of the Warriors 1 through 10 players who were young. So Moses Moody. Actually, let's just talk about Moses Moody first. What I didn't like were the fouls. Moses needs to understand that he can defend, especially, I think he has a 7'3" wingspan. Seriously, he's got an incredibly long wingspan. I think that Moses Moody needs to really defend without fouling. Don't reach, and really, really mirror and slide. So it's just put your hands up. Don't try to block a shot. Putting your hands and arms up is good enough for Moses Moody. I actually think that he doesn't, Moses Moody needs to practice positioning and not reaching. And oh my gosh, and you've really found something. We're talking about Moses Moody is a real find. I saw someone mention Danny Green and that's a pretty fair. I like that. I don't, as a comparison for Moses Moody. I think that Danny Green is a far more advanced defender. But in terms of impact, I can see, Moses Moody was 5 of 6 from three-pointers. And this is something that we really need to talk about because of this. This is the big one for Moses Moody. All of Moses Moody's three-pointers last game, in the preseason game, all of them were in completely different situations from different parts of the floor and court. One of them was a corner, one of them was the other corner, one of them was the wing. And they were all in different situations. What am I talking about? What? This is what I mean by saying that, okay? It leads me to believe that Moses Moody is not a really good shooter, a great shooter, because he's able to drill three-pointers from everywhere. A couple of the passes where he hit three-pointers were not in the pocket. So Moses Moody is taking a pass that is off, putting it in his shooting pocket, and then shooting it up. So multiple ones weren't your easy catch and shoots. One of them was at the end of the shot clock. So this is leading me to believe that it's no, Moses Moody isn't just a good shooter from the corner, a good shooter from his wing threes. Moses Moody is potentially a great shooter from everywhere. Credit to Moses Moody. I saw the culmination of a lot of work. A lot of off-season work from Moses Moody last night, and I really love that. 19 points, point of attack defense, decent. It needs to be good. How do you get it from decent to good if you're Moses Moody? Don't foul. Stop fouling. Never foul. Read and react. Mirror and slide. Do not reach. Slide. Mirror. That's not a mirror if you're reaching. I love what this season potentially has in store for Moses Moody. And I have to say that if we look at my trades in the offseason, and it's like if I was just throwing him in, we can't do that anymore. We can no longer just throw around Moses Moody in trades because he's a career 37% three-point shooter who has the potential to be a lot better. I think it's time for Moses Moody to get that real playing time. No problem if he wants to start at the 4. I'm not even kidding. Steve Kerr wants to start him. No problem at all. Warriors have an incredibly good record with him. So Podz, I really liked what Brandon Pajensky had to offer. 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 too many turnovers. He had 2 turnovers. Want to cut that down, but his shot looked good. He hit a nice three-pointer, but the playmaking was just there. It's on point, knowing where to be on the floor. His defense looks to be a little bit improved as well. Nothing but good things to say about Podz, about BP, right? Let's talk about Jonathan Kuminga. I forget what it was, 4 points, 6 boards, 5 assists or something like that. Dude, I really liked what I saw from Jonathan Kuminga. And he even missed, 2 free throws? He missed like his only free throws. So he hit a three-pointer. I like that. But what I really liked with Jonathan Kuminga is that he let the game come to him, as in he wasn't forcing shots at the rim and trying to really force things with the ref, trying to really sort of like clamoring for free throws, right? Jonathan Kuminga was in his element yesterday, and it's like, I wish that the Warriors, I honestly wish that Dubnation and that media and Jonathan Kuminga and his teammates give him some credit where credit's due. Jonathan Kuminga easily gets a triple-double if he continues that play last night, and his unselfishness was on display. And I have to say this, it's like, I don't think that Jonathan Kuminga is going to do this, honestly, but Jonathan, and I'll tell you what, so what I'm going to say is, I'll tell you why first. I don't think he's going to do it because he's like a Kobe first. That's what I want to do. I want the ball and score, and that's my success rate. But it's like, Jonathan Kuminga is so much better a basketball player and skilled than almost he allows himself to be. I would challenge Jonathan Kuminga to not think about points when he plays. I know, and it's impossible. What I'm asking is literally impossible. I don't think he's going to do it. And other people probably would say, what are you talking about? Dude, he's a scorer. He isn't, though, dude. I think Jonathan Kuminga is a better basketball player than I think Kuminga thinks he is, than a lot of people think. He is starting to put things together. It's evidenced by a more balanced stat line, and he's making the right plays. He's simply making the right decisions out there. And Jonathan Kuminga, I notice you. I see you. I understand what's going on. Credit to you for your play. Very, very well done. If Jonathan Kuminga continues what he did, if he continues that momentum, the Warriors will win lots of games. And also, we're not going to want to see Kuminga traded, right? Decent defense has the potential to be great. Good rebounding, and he was creating for others. Jonathan Kuminga could be the point guard on the second unit if he allows himself to be, right? He has to distribute if he's but your C-Train, they need somebody to do that. I get that. They don't have that secondary ball handler necessarily right now. I think Podz is going to be first team, right? So it's he can be that, and that's not, but it's if he allows himself to be. Again, I'm going to say this one more time. I think Jonathan Kuminga might be starting to get it, but I'm not sure. I don't think that he'll necessarily buy into the complete game that I want him to be, but he has more potential as a basketball player than I think many people believe because of his he knows what he's doing. I think that he actually knows what he's doing. So we'll have to talk about that at some point. I really think that now he kind of knows what the right thing to do is. So are you going to do the right thing, Jonathan Kuminga? He played correctly last game, so he can do that. Here's to a continuance of that. Let's just really breeze past it. Buddy Hield, I love. He's picked up his game. A few steals for Buddy Hield. I mean, he can't be thrown to any trades. His rapport with Jimmy Butler is too great. I love the Jimmy Butler Buddy Hield combination, and I love it because it's funny to watch those guys interact. And also above that, in my opinion, it's like, dude, Buddy Hield's defense has really improved. So moving forward, a few questions. Who's a backup ball handler with the second unit? Want it to be Kuminga, honestly. These guys are skilled, but their understanding role is key for continuity. Size. I get it. The Dubs aren't built for size, but that's much of their own doing. I think that Horford helps in the area, but there still may be questions about the Warriors' size. I just hope they don't get brutalized by teams like the Rockets. I hope the Rockets, if they beat the Warriors, beat them because they're skilled and they're more skilled, and not beat the Warriors because they're big men, right? Point of attack defense. This is a buzzword. I think that Moody, GP2 will restart. I think that the Warriors right now are point of attack defense by committee. I want somebody to step up. Who's going to step up? Write in the comments who you think can step up point of attack defense on the Warriors. That's a good question to ask, honestly. Last but not least, I firmly believe that Steph has extremely all-star, first team, whatever, capabilities until he's at least 40. I believe that the window is absolutely wide open. Steph Curry is just as prime as he is ever, and I believe that will continue, and the Warriors should operate as though that is going to happen for at least the next 3 years. Absolutely no problem at all. So, long story short, the Warriors window, I believe, is open. I believe it's wide open because of my belief about Steph's prime and his capabilities. And I think that this should be a year-by-year competition until Steph leaves, right? Until he retires. All right. What did you think? Who were you most impressed by that Warriors preseason game? Who are you most impressed by? Who's going to step up on defense? Comment below. And of course, for your Golden State Warriors content, like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you next time at C Train Station. Have a great one.